Alright, I'm going to see if I can show you how I do my HDRs. And I'm going to try to keep it kind of simple, but and hopefully not too boring. So here I've got Lightroom open here. And I'm going to do this with Photomatix just because I prefer that. And as you can see here, they're all like, I mean, the white balance is like totally, it's just set to auto on here. I don't really, I mean, I prefer to do that after I've already processed the HDR as a part of like post-processing. I just prefer that way. So, but I mean, you could do that. You could do white balance out of the camera if you wanted to. That's fine. All right, so I'm gonna try. I did some. I was out by the Loop today, so let's see. I just did some shots. I was doing 5 exposures. So I select my exposures. I'm going to go to export and Photomatix. I just set, I mean, I have this set to line. I don't really need to do that, but I usually just leave it on a line. Reduce ghosting, I set it to automatic. Sometimes I'll set it to this semi-manual option if there is movement in the image that I want to minimize. But for this one I don't need it. I'm not using reduce noise because I was at ISO 100, so I'm not going to use that. Reduce chromatic aberrations, that's fine. And re-import into Lightroom, and I'm doing TIFF 16-bit, so let's go for that. Alright, so there's the image. I usually just close this guy. I don't really have much use for that. Even close these preset things so you can get a better view. So I'm in tone mapping mode, and I'll just go through this. Details enhancer. Strength, I usually leave it at 100 because I like my, I mean, for this kind of HDR, I like it to be a little more expressive on the expressive side. So if you go lower, it kind of reduces the texture, detail, and kind of drama of the shot. So color saturation, again, I just leave it kind of somewhere. I leave it at 36 or so. Again, it's something that I prefer to edit and post-processing. Luminosity, let's see, what does this do again? Okay, yeah, I just usually leave it around the middle. It kind of varies based on what kind of look I'm going for, but usually it's around the middle. Micro contrast, I usually have it all the way to the right. Just that's another. It's kind of like strength in the sense that it gives you that drama of the HDR, like it's good. All right, so smoothing, I usually just kind of play with this until it looks how I want it to, because it really kind of varies with the shots. Like this is okay, but I want to get a little more light here, so I'll probably be around somewhere in the middle, just so I can get that. And then also, I'd rather have the control to adjust that with in post-processing. So sometimes I use light mode. It's just a different method. Sometimes I'll use it. White point, I just kind of, if it looks, I mean, you want to adjust this basically to adjust for highlights and like so nothing looks blown out, unless you want it to. So usually that's around, I'm at 0.74%. Sometimes I might go more, but black point I usually leave that around towards the left. Gamma I usually leave it. Temperature sometimes, I mean, I can modify that if I feel like it, but not really important. Saturation, highlights, these guys I usually just leave them. I mean, it's not that important. You can change them if you want. Micro smoothing is important, really important. This is it's another factor of texture. If you go all the way to the left at 0, you'll get the most texture effect. If you go a little bit around 5.0 or so, you can kind of see it. It makes it kind of brighter, but what's important is it also you're losing some of the texture when you do that. So it makes it like smoother, basically, which is why it's called micro smoothing. For certain cameras that are prone to banding issues with HDR, this is an important slider because, like with the 7D, I'd have to go around. This will control how much banding you'll get in the HDR with the 7D. So you can actually see it on the screen too. So, and that's something I didn't learn till later into it after I had been using the 7D for a while, because I didn't really know why it was happening. But you can actually control. You have some control over that with this program. So that's good. With the 5D3, I haven't really used it enough to notice any banding, but it's my understanding there is some banding there also. So I usually I'll set smoothing a little bit, not all the way to the left. It'll be just a little bit to the. I'm at 2.3 here. All right, highlight smoothness. What does this do again? Okay, it's pretty easy to tell what this does. It's just the bright portions of the image. It controls the texture and brightness of those portions. It's important also. You basically just want to adjust that how you like. Shadows is similar. It's for the dark areas of the image, and you can just kind of adjust that how you like. I think to accompany this video, I will upload the settings file. But right now I'm pretty much done with this, so I'm just going to do save and import. And I think I will do the Lightroom editing as a separate video. So stay tuned. Okay, bye.